One thing that you may not realize is that in order to qualify as a first-time home buyer, you don't only have to be fresh out of college or, whatever. You could be any age.
Any age.
And
what is the caveat? Go ahead.
well, and basically, if you have not owned a home in the past 3 years, you could be considered a first-time home buyer. Now, there's some conditions to this. Ashley, what are they?
There's a few conditions. I mean, what people don't know is that, let's say that you're married to someone who has owned a house and your name has never been on the mortgage or deed. If you had the benefit of a mortgage interest deduction on your tax returns because you were married, that disqualifies you because the IRS doesn't recognize you as a home buyer.
I see.
But if you haven't and you filed single and you haven't owned in 3 years, you're a first-time home buyer, use these programs.
When you're out there shopping, I want to give you a couple pieces of advice. When you're looking for an agent to help you, don't always go with a friend or a family or a newbie or somebody just because you feel like you owe them the favor. This is a business decision, and buying a home is one of the biggest and best purchases and one of the best rights we have.
Experience matters. You need to do your research.
100% on all ends, not only the real estate broker, but also the extended team, the mortgage professional, the title attorney, all that stuff, the home inspector, because you're not only negotiating price when you're buying your first home.
Correct.
You're negotiating repairs, sometimes an appraisal.
Yep.
My suggestion is when you link up with a real estate agent. Now, a real estate agent is going to put you on the local MLS. That's different than Zillow. It's different than Trulio, Realtor.com even, because there's properties that realtors list that don't hit those third-party websites. You may or may not know that.
Most people think that, they have to pay their realtor. So why don't you just explain that? Because as a first-time buyer, maybe they choose not to contact you because they don't have the money.
Smart. Yeah, smart. Exactly. So a lot of times, and there's some real estate agencies that do charge buyers. At the Despirito team, we do not charge buyers. It is a free service on your end. You're not paying anything. And the reason being is because there's two sides of a transaction. There's the listing side and there's the buyer side. And the listing side is the sellers. And the sellers will actually pay their real estate agent, and their real estate agent will give a buyer's agent a cut out of the commission. So there should be zero charges if you're a buyer, unless the only time a buyer would pay with us is if we're helping them buy a for sale by owner.
Of course.
And the for sale by owner isn't compensating us. Now keep this in mind. For sale by owners are fantastic to go after sometimes because the average for sale by owner lists and sells their home far under industry average. But it's important that you get that mortgage pre-approval up front, especially as a first-time home buyer, because there's certain things that may be on your credit report that the mortgage companies pull that Credit Karma or something like that might not see.
It's your license to be able to go shop for a house. That's what a pre-approval really is. So some people will say, okay, I have this letter, now I'm guaranteed to get a loan. No, it's a license to go start looking.